Say hi.
1 month has passed since that sad day when the most precious one we loved was called away. Yes, Papa has been gone for almost a month now, but his memory still lingers, and there's not a day goes by that I did not think of him. God took him home. It was his will, but in our hearts, he'll leave it still.
Say hi. Kain ka na ba? Bukas.
Batang maliit.
They're both fragile. One could take off. The other one will.
What can you say, Mama?
I'm happy.
Wow. Happy. My beautiful Mama. O, diba? Istisa. Why? Are you happy? Because ang paborito mong apo.
Overwhelming. Overwhelming.
Overwhelming. Nagpintas ang aya, see? You So, ba't may ano sa ulo? Nauntog? Ben na.
Say hi. Hello.
Hello. Mama, halika dito, Ma. Let's take a video. You say hi. Please subscribe to my channel. To my Apple's channel.
Really? You're going to get your grandparents to do a plug?
Mama, ano yan, Ma? Mama. Sing. Bakit ang bagal mo, Mama?
Masakit yung balak. Ito lang.
Dapat?
I'm already 86.
You don't look 86.
86.
Ba't ang liit ng mukha mo, Mama? Ba't kaya ako nagmana? Ba't ako? Why my face is so big? Mama is so big.
Because you eat too much rice.
Wow! Mama, Miss Manila ka daw? She was Miss Manila. I'm Miss Antipolo. Wow, may pinagmanahan naman. May pinagmanahan naman pala.
You can slap her if you want. It's okay with me. Just take the cane and go, whack!
Oh, si Jen, si Baby Boy nandito. Ganun. Ha? Mas maganda nga yan. Kumain ka na dyan. Anong kinain ninyo?
Sabi mo, narinig niya. Iba boses si Mama? Malakas?
Hindi, ibang kan.
Ganun talaga.
Kumusta ka dyan, Ma?
Got to believe in magic. Pa, ano masasabi mo pa? Anong masasabi mo sa birthday mo? Message.
Hindi ka na ba uwi?
Hindi.
Oh, di ba nakakuha ako?
Hindi ka na ba uwi dito? Ah.
Magkikita pa tayo.
Oo, pwede na to. Beboy.
Ano? Magkita na natin.
Hindi, ang lakas
Kita pa tayo. Iyakan na lang.
Alam mo, diba? Pwede na.
Balik na sa hospital.
Hantay mo kami.
Oo, yun.
Naiyan namin siya.
Sabihin mo lang. Oo. Kumakain naman ako ha.
March 30, 2021, a devastating news shook my world. My life was filled with tears and pain that day, as I lost one of the biggest inspiration in my life. Cancer is the worst thing in the world, and unfortunately, my kind, generous, selfless grandfather had to fight a long and challenging battle. But in the final week before his death, he just couldn't fight it anymore, and the disease took away one of the most precious men in my life.
Talo kami ngayon. Ayos siya, Papa. Sakam niya naman. Papa ko yan. Ay.
And Cheryl wrote a eulogy that she wanted to share with everyone since we were unable to come home and be there with the family during this hard time. So, hon?
First of all, I would describe Papa as an M&M. He's hard on the outside but soft on the inside. He looks strict but he's really nice and gentle and soft.
And melts in your hand.
Kidding aside, Feliciano Haraguan was a true definition of a term gentleman. He made friends with a couple, strangers wherever he went, and he had friends everywhere. Papa was a grandfather, but he is more like a father, a second father to me. Him and Mama was instrumental in raising me, so his death hit me pretty hard. But I know he wouldn't want everybody living to be feeling sad. Papa has really a great sense of humor. Perhaps this is where I got my funny side of me.
Ano bang, ano naman dating mga rock and roll? Wait, ano tayo dating rock and roll? Ano?
He's kind, loving, generous, and resourceful kasi every time na umuwi ako sa bahay, then walang pagkain, he would just suddenly disappear and come back with a handful of food. And nung nabubuhay pa si Tita Beck, he would ask na, o lutuin mo to, nandito yung paborito kong apple char. He loves animals. He almost turned the backyard into a zoo. He has chickens, turkeys, dogs, pigs, pusa. Kulang na lang lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my.
But in all seriousness, there's one thing I like that I'll pass on to my children in the future. And that is money will never buy true happiness. He always said, true happiness is the people that you love and are surrounded with. Life has nothing without those people in it. That's why he instilled to us the value of family. That we cousins should always support, love, and care each other. Lagi nga niya sinasabi na, o kayo magpipinsan, magmamahalan kayo. Kaya ganun na lang kami kakulos magpipinsan. And alam ko naman na kahit na lagi ko sinasabi na ako yung favorite na ako niya, I know that every one of us is his favorite. Papa and Mama's favorite. I'm gonna miss Papa and all those funny and crazy jokes. I'm glad that everybody is with him up to his last days, surrounded with family he cared the most, to celebrate his life. You know what, last Sunday, it's first time that I wrote my prayer request to our church here in Macau. My prayer request is to heal my grandfather, to free him from pain, and extend his life. But then he passed away. I have questioned God so many times. I asked why you didn't answer my prayer, but instead you took away the life of my grandfather. And then later on, I realized that yes, God did answer my prayer. He freed him from his pain and extend his life, not on earth, but in heaven. And definitely he's actually living in far better place now, away from sufferings. Remember, death is gain, and that is why Paul said in Philippians 1:21, for to me to live is Christ and to die is gain. That's why I also remember that one final breath on earth is just the beginning of life eternally. So I know Papa is happy and totally free from pain. I know it's really hard for every one of us to accept the fact that he's gone, but I know he's happy now.
For me, I cannot speak that much. I only knew her grandfather for such a short time, but from meeting him, I got to see how much he loved his granddaughter and his grandchildren. I got to see him sitting in his chair outside with his cane and his hat and his sunglasses on, just with a big smile on his face. One thing I do remember is your grandfather was always smiling. He was definitely a man filled with joy. So I know when you were home and the grandchildren were around and his children were around, he was filled with joy. I think that's what made him happy, was always being with family. For me, I am a bit jealous of that due to the fact that I never got to really know my grandparents as well as Cheryl has. I know everyone's in pain and in suffering from him passing, but it's okay to cry, it's okay to mourn his passing, but remember, he is no longer in pain. He's no longer suffering. He is up in heaven with the angels dancing, and Christ is there with him. He is singing and dancing and watching over everyone every day now. And I know, Mama, I know you must be in complete pain, for you lost your soulmate. But don't worry, he's there. He's no longer in pain. You will see him again one day. We all will see him again one day. But for now, let's honor his memory, and let's honor him by making sure his legacy lives on, and that we build upon it to honor his life. It's difficult to say goodbye.
It's difficult to say goodbye, but I know that he's rejoicing now in heaven, and he would love us to see all happy and loving each other as family.
So with that, we will say goodbye until we meet again in person. Hopefully soon we'll be able to travel back to the Philippines. We'll say we love you. I know Cheryl and I definitely miss you, Grandpa. And until then, goodbye. Until next time.
Ano pa? Yan na yung pagkain mo pa? Nahihilo ka pa? Okay lang? Kayang-kaya?
Ayun ang hirap niya, yung hilo. Grabe siya kumain.
Kasi matagal siya nakahiga, mama, kaya mahihilo siya.
Hindi.
Ngayon lang siya nakaupo eh.
Yun talaga yan.
Oo, kasi siya nakahiga.
Binabantayan.
Baka madulas siya.
Eh na si Edie.
O sige pa. Please towel may tubig. Yan ano kung mga sa'yo. Wala na yun.
Kaya niya talaga yung bumbo.
Oo nga, mga masakit pa rin papaulo mo. Ganyan, gusto mo yung ganito? Ha? Gusto mo yung ganyan? Ha? Gusto mo yung ganyan? Tapos basa. Okay.